Buenas tardes, amigos. Thank you for joining me as we continue to read from our chapter book, Rosie, Revere. Last time, we read all the way till the end of chapter 5. Who remembers what happened in chapter 5? Think about it. Who did Rosie meet? Does she look familiar? Yeah, we met some of the gals from the Blue River Riveteers. Yes, and Rosie had seen a photo of all these women back when they used to work on the airplanes. So, I think we'll continue with chapter 6. After a moment, Boss slapped the table again. The McAllister sisters let us use their house as our home, she said. It's your home too, said Betty. We've all known one another so long. We're family. Rosie liked that. She lived with all her aunts and uncles and knew that families came in all shapes and sizes. We always help one another in an emergency, said Letty. And sometimes we get together and just dance, said Aunt Rose. Yeah, we do, said Hetty. She tapped out a beat on her coffee mug. Letty and Betty broke into a zippy song about doing the boogie woogie and jumping the jive. The riveters swayed and clapped along. Woo! Whack! Boss slapped the table hard and the room went silent. Riveteers, have you forgotten our emergency? Said Boss. We have to help June. Sorry, Boss, said Hetty, not looking very sorry at all. I got carried away there. Then got carried right back here, said Boss. You can start by telling Rosie what's going on. Hetty and the Riveteers told Rosie about June, the artist of the bunch. During the war, June painted the pictures on the noses of the airplanes. Each year since, June painted in the art contest at the Blue River Creek Festival. It was the most important event of the year for her. A few months ago, June wrecked her motor scooter and broke both her wrists. Her wrists were very weak. She still wore cast. How can she paint with cast? Asked Rosie. Boss stared hard at Rosie. That, she said, is up to you. Aunt Rose handed Rosie a flyer. It says, I'll show you this. Art a Go-Go, Saturday at 9:30 a.m. Meet at the town library to receive the theme of the contest. At 2:00 p.m., the judging begins. Artists must paint by themselves. Support teams can set up, clean up, and cheer. No electricity can be used. June is having a hard time, said Aunt Rose, so we are going to surprise her. It's top secret. We will take turns keeping June busy. Then we'll sneak her to the contest without her suspecting anything at all. We'll all do our part, said Boss. Boss's smile faded and she looked squarely at Rosie. What about you, Rosie? She asked. Will you do your part? Chapter 7. Rosie nodded. She read the flyer. The artists have to create the art by themselves, she said. If I can't help June paint, what can I do? You're an engineer, said Letty. Invent something. June's art comes from her heart, says Marion. She just needs the tools to help her hands. But the contest is only 2 days from now, said Rosie. Better get thinking, said Boss. She spoke too late. Rosie was already thinking. She had so many questions. How could she build a painting machine? How would it load paint? What kind of paint? How many colors? How would June control the brushes without using her hands? How? Rosie flipped open her notebook. She jotted furiously to catch the ideas exploding in her mind. As she did, the sounds of the chattering riveteers faded away, and Rosie was pulled into her own world of engineering. Rosie loved engineering. It made her happier than just about anything, and her favorite part was right at the start. She jotted down her ideas, then she noticed that everything was silent. She stopped scribbling and looked up. 7 smiling riveteers stood watching her. They raised their coffee mugs in a silent toast to Rosie. "I told you she was up to it," said Aunt Rose. "Indeed she is," said Boss. "Indeed she is." Rosie felt her cheeks turn red, but this time she did not duck behind Aunt Rose. Rosie Revere looked at the smiling riveteers and smiled back. And that's the end of chapter 7. Well, that's all we have for time for now. So, I'll leave you with catching a bubble when you've thought of what your next work will be.